I have been thinking about a Let's Play series since I started Minecraft, really. And to be honest, I was nervous when I first uploaded this world. I've been wasting hours upon hours to find the perfect seed, the perfect data pack, the popular mods. But then I scrapped that and relied on luck only. So while you watch me punching trees, and get started here, let me explain to you my plans for this series in general. I wanted to make this world my canvas of creativity. I want to build a relatively large and partial grindy base. It will be a very versatile and interesting build, I hope, and it will push me way beyond my comfort zones. But the overall reason for the series is you, the person who is watching my very first episode. A single player can get lonely sometimes, so I want to connect with other Minecraft players and nerds all over the globe. To share the fun and get feedback on my survival projects, to inspire and get inspired. Nothing can exist in a vacuum. Creativity needs a dialogue, especially in the beginning of this channel. Your feedback is crucial to me as I'm just starting off. So take your time and maybe share your thoughts in the comments. It's really appreciated. Now on to the episode. I found this little overhang perfect for my little shelter. I used a natural spring for a small crop field, as wheat is one of the requirements for luring and breeding cows to get eventually leather for the books that are necessary for a 30 level enchantment setup. So now I just have to wait for my first crops to grow so I can get my cows in here. Meanwhile, I created more farmland around this little puddle and made sure the light level is high enough for good growth. What I could do in the meanwhile is get myself some chicken. After all, they are funny little critters. And especially in the early game, they are a pretty good XP and food source. And I have a lot of space for them. And while my seeds were sprouting, I dug myself a stairs into the underground for resources and building material. I forgot how slow the early game is. It's literally watching grass grow. So boring. What are these chickens doing in my composter? So I went out and explored the nearby caves in the hills for surface level resources. I still was on stone tools. Felt good to finally upgrade. You don't realize the luxury speed of netherite tools till you don't have them. So getting better tools was one of the highest priorities. Something is wrong with this composter. There are always chickens in it. So time to get some supplies for my first caving expedition. When I found this waterfall leading down to some really narrow passages winding deeper into the deep slate. Did you also think that this redstone was a spider? It scared me. So I followed this claustrophobic spaghetti way and found something amazing. A slime. I mean, I have a slime chunk right beneath my base. How cool is that? Some safety measures. The path led to a nice sort of balcony, which gave me a good overview over the situation. I spotted my first diamonds and seemingly huge iron vein. But these treasures were in a little bit too dangerous location for now. The good news were I could harvest my first crops. I also could upgrade to iron tools, finally. Why? Next task on the to-do list to progress, getting myself some cows. And some additional sheep, because why not? But all the leather would be useless without paper. Luckily, the sugarcane nearby was growing plenty, so I went out and grabbed all of it. I was so distracted that I completely missed that the sun went down and I had to go home because I also ran out of food. At this point, I was pretty sure a creeper would get me, as slow as I was. But no death so far. Nearby was another natural spring, and since I didn't want to waste my tiny iron supplies on a bucket, I used this for my first sugarcane farm. Of course. Then I stopped by the tiger forest near spawn for some spruce wood, since I was planning to use a decent amount of it in my upcoming starter base. No, not the hole I was currently living in. I was planning on building a real starter home. On day 8, I was ready to claim the treasures underneath my base from the monsters. So with the help of a little stream from above, I descended into the depths of this cave, where there were the zombies already waiting for me. And then I got scared by this creeper nearly falling onto my head. I was so focused on exploring and lighting up that I screamed at my desk. And then I realized that besides all these resources, there was a geode in the middle of this cave. But first I got rid of this nasty enderman. Time to grab the first diamonds. Some of the amethyst clusters. and the surface iron blocks from the vein and get back up. Then I decided to relocate my growing flock of chickens because their clucking started to get annoying. And right as I headed off to explore, it started to rain. I was mainly on the hunt for dark oak wood and white cows. Every leather was needed to speed up the process. And I found a lot on my way. And also some pumpkins, which was nice. I also come across a nether portal, but it didn't have any useful stuff in it. I just stuffed my gold in my overflowing inventory and continued. Since I decided not to look up my seed in any external map tool, I hoped to find some dark oak on the way, but no luck so far. Meanwhile, at least my crops were doing fine. On another expedition for dark oak, I came across this beautiful located village, and I stole all their hay. And some workstations. Then I made sure at least 2 of the villagers were safe, because I plan on working with them at a later point in the series. I then traded some of the stolen goods back to this farmer, before I stole even more stuff. And when I harvested my spruce tree, it was a good opportunity to give you an overview of the spawn area. Next to what I refer as the claw is a swamp disappearing into the distance and the taiga forest from earlier. And more regular forests and river windings and so on. I went more exploring and found this pillager outpost in the middle of a huge meadow biome. The area was quite big and some rivers going through, carving deep canyons into the landscape here. And here I found this interesting looking spot. I think I will come here again, so I earmarked it for later. And I finally found my beloved dark oak forest. Of course it was raining. So I grabbed what I needed from the dark oak forest and from the nearby jungle and from the nearby savannah some acacia. And I robbed another village. And while I was exploring, I came across so many fascinating landscapes and caverns. I definitely will come back here. The next day, I went and located my exact spawn point. The base I have planned will not only function as a starter base, but also as a respawn insurance if I die later on in the series when my bed broke or something. And as I was creating some space to build, this fellow showed up. I have the mini block data pack installed, so this definitely comes in handy later. But for now, it just had garbage traits. I don't know what it is, but building in circular shapes in Minecraft is so appealing to me. Less so if I miscount. But after some correcture, I laid out the drafts for my starter base. It will be underground with skylight coming through a glass ring from above. And I extended the ground a bit. After that, it was finally time for my first diamond pickaxe. My goal was to get enough obsidian for a nether portal and an enchanting table. As the map didn't show any surface level lava pools nearby, I went out exploring once more. And I found what I needed not so far away. Ah man, it's getting dark and this is so painfully slow. To avoid getting creepered, I quickly grabbed myself a bed and got rid of the night to continue the painfully slow obsidian gathering. Then finally, I could pack my stuff and leave. With my new enchanting table and the 15 bookshelves in stock, I went over to my new base location and set up the nether portal. As well as my enchanting setup. And after hoping for a good enchantment for my pickaxe, I got reminded that experience levels were still a thing in this game. So sadly, efficiency 4 had to wait. I got down into my mines, where I still had these diamonds waiting for Fortune 3. And went mining for more resources, mainly gold, because I was planning on going to the Nether and without getting my butt handed to me immediately. And so I finally ignited the Nether portal and jumped into it to see what doom awaits on the other side. And with this milestone is also the end of the episode. And to the person who made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I already recorded more. I will upload the next episode soon, so stay tuned. Bye!